This week on AYL TV, I'm headed out to the Barracks Trail with Honda World. Reece and Marianne Stein are in Ireland. They're going to be showing us the sights, and we're going to wrap it up with some extreme bite-sized rock crawling competition. Welcome to AYL, I'm Phil Rawlings, and we're here on the Barracks Trail down by the coral pink sand dunes. Beautiful day on the trail. This is my first time on the trail, and your first time too?
Yeah, this is my first time as well. Yep, I'm Danny Holland with Honda World in Salt Lake City. We decided to escape the cold today and come see what the Barracks Trail is all about.
Ah, it's beautiful. The colors behind us are gorgeous.
Yep. Yeah, it's awesome out here. A lot warmer than it is up in Salt Lake right now. We've got a winter storm warning in effect, so I'm enjoying this right now.
So what size tires do you have on this?
We got 30-inch tires on this with the Method V blocks, which allows us to tear down a little bit, gives us the ground clearance we need for some rock crawling, and makes this thing do everything I needed, Tim.
So we were just talking about an upgrade that you were looking at, and for the suspension.
It'd be nice to have a little bit more forward arms or something to help prevent it from rubbing every once in a while. But yeah, other than that, with the lift and the wheels and stuff, this thing is pretty good.
I've been pretty impressed with it. I like the transmission in it. It doesn't have a belt. It's a dual clutch.
Yeah, dual transmission on it.
From the driver's standpoint, how does that work for you?
It's pretty much everything for me. I can put it in high or low if needed. If we're doing some rock crawling, and it will do all the shifting for me, and I don't have to worry about burning any belts. It's got the direct line transmission, so it doesn't. I don't end up burning belts if I end up slipping or hit the gas if it's too hard.
Nice. Well, it sure rides nice.
It also has the paddle shifters on it, which when it's in automatic mode, you can shift down if you're getting ready for a hill. You can shift up when you need to, or you can put it in complete manual mode and use the paddles to shift up and down for you without having to worry about any clutch or anything like that.
That's pretty cool.
Nice having a full load as well. We got 6 with us today, and I got a family of 6, so whenever we're out riding, we can fill all the seats. It maximizes the fun.
Yeah, we've been yelling and screaming in here.
I'm Stephen Holland with Honda World. We're having a great time on the Barracks Trail. Go check out the first story.
I'm Reece Stein at your leisure on a tour of Dublin, Ireland, and we'll start at one of the most famous travel sites in town, notorious Kilmainham Jail. Why would a 200-year-old prison with a history of torture and death now be deemed a national monument? Well, those who fought to preserve the site consider it a symbol of Ireland's fight for independence and a testament to the hardships endured by those seeking social justice and equal rights. In May of 1916, 14 leaders of the Easter Rising insurrection were executed here, turning many against British rule and stimulating wide support for Irish independence. Down the street, a more pleasant sight, historic St. Patrick's Cathedral, named for the patron saint and national apostle of Ireland. It dates from 1220 and is filled with monuments, 19th century stained glass, and beautiful ladies' chapel. And just a 10-minute walk away, St. Odin's Church, built in 1190, the oldest active parish church in Dublin, best known for the early Celtic gravestone, known as the Lucky Stone. Patrons have been rubbing it for good luck since 1309. Around back of the church, the old city gate, the only surviving portal through Dublin's medieval wall. And a brisk 12-minute walk up the hill takes us to Dublin Castle, built in 1680. For centuries, it was the seat of English rule in Ireland. The throne was built for a visit by King George IV and later used by Queen Victoria. Since Irish independence in 1921, the castle has served as a government complex and major tourist attraction. The Irish president is still inaugurated here, as well as state receptions. The throne is today nothing more than a bit of history, and the courtyard is overseen by Lady Justice with her scales and lightsaber.
Well, I hope that they will get a little better understanding of our history and what we have put up with over the last 800 or 900 years since we were invaded and taken over by the British.
We head north through Temple Bar, crossing the River Liffey on the city's oldest pedestrian bridge, built in 1816. The Halfpenny Bridge is a rare cast iron span. It replaced 7 ferries. Our destination is number 14 Henrietta Street. Built in the 1740s as an opulent Georgian mansion, by the late 1800s it had deteriorated to an overcrowded, unsanitary tenement slum. 17 families of more than 100 souls crammed into the building, which was served by a single outside water tap and maybe one toilet. The last resident moved out in 1979. Dublin City took it over, refurbished the building into an award-winning museum. But when it comes to museums, nothing tops Ireland's National Gallery with its spectacular collection of mummified bog men. The Clonachaven man, 5 foot 9 inches tall, 25 years old, when he was killed, mutilated, and dumped naked in a peat bog more than 2,000 years ago. Over 4,500 square miles of Ireland are covered in peat bogs, wetlands made up of decaying plant matter. Gallag man is a rare full-body mummy, about 6 feet tall. He was strangled at the age of 25 and buried in 10 feet of peat between 470 and 120 BC. The body shrunk, but is in exceptional condition. He was found in 1821. The arms, hands, and chest of old Gallag man are as well preserved as anything in the oxygen-free bog. His fingers are exceptional and well manicured. He was likely a man of some status. Of the 130 bodies found in Irish bogs, 4, including Barracks man, are on display in Ireland's National Museum. Dublin's compact size, well-designed streets, and flat terrain make for pleasurable strolling through the busy quad and 19th century buildings of historic Trinity College, along the central River Liffey, ancient trade artery from Viking times with many colorful bridges, the 18th century Custom House, rebuilt after a fire in 1921. The memorial to the Great Famine stands at the pier where 1 million Irish boarded ships to the New World. Another 1 million left behind didn't survive.
This is one of the good things about travel, is you get more understanding of the world.
Another famous monument honors the fictional Molly Malone, selling her cockles, mussels in Dublin's fair city. In coming weeks, we'll explore Ireland's scenic west coast and the tumultuous history that still divides Northern Ireland. Reece Stein with Marianne in Dublin, Ireland.
Welcome back to AYL. I'm Phil Rawlings. We're on the Barracks Trail today. We're out riding with Honda World. This is a beautiful trail. I've never been here before. There's climbing down through the juniper trees, and you've got the sandstone and just beautiful scenic landscapes. We're right next to this little stream here that we're going to be crossing, and just such an awesome trail. But it's one of the trails that's in danger of being closed by the new BLM travel management plan for this area. You want to go to Blue Ribbon Coalition, to sharetrails.org, look up the travel management plans. If you've been on these trails, you want to keep these trails open, make sure you comment through there. They have a tool right there on their website that you can comment through. Upload pictures if you've been on the trail. That's super powerful. Right now I'm GPSing the trail. I'm recording it on my phone. When I get home, I'm going to upload that and the pictures that I took to Trail Saver. And that's another way that we can give them the tools that they need to help keep the trails open. That's through the UPLA organization. Super great organizations, Blue Ribbon Coalition and UPLA. We want to make sure that we support them so that we can continue coming out here on these gorgeous days and enjoying these trails.
For me, I love exploring. Utah is just amazing. We're so blessed to live here. There's so much variety, so much scenery. You can go from mountains to sand to desert to tight technical single track. You can do it all. And these machines, you can pack your family up, you can bring a lunch, you can spend a day, you can spend an hour, you can spend a week out here and just see different new things. And it's so much fun. It's so good for your mental health. Just to be able to get away from work, to get away from the city, get some clean air, just enjoy scenery, enjoy this nature and time with your family, making memories. I love it out here. I love sharing areas like this with my family. I love sharing areas with this with my future family. And it breaks my heart to think that I might not be able to do that. There's trails that I love that have been shut down. Down in Green River, you have Dead Cow Wash. That was one of my favorite trails of all time. And to think that I'm not going to be able to show that to my kids, it's scary. And this trail today, it was so much fun. And I hope and I pray that we can keep trails like this open so I can make memories with my family and they can make memories with their family.
Welcome back to AYL. We're here on the Barracks Trail with Honda World. We've been having so much fun. This trail is just scenic. It's got river crossings. Just beautiful. Right now we're checking out this cave. What is this cave, Danny?
This is the belly of the dragon. It's actually a tunnel that goes underneath the highway here. Really, really cool to look at. It's pretty narrow. You almost feel like you're in a slot canyon. It gets pitch black inside of there. It's really dark.
I fell down a time or two in there, but nobody was recording, so it never happened.
Yeah, there's actually a lot of really cool places to check out here right around Kanab, Utah. Some really cool sand caves that you can climb up to and look down over some of the different rock formations and stuff. The belly of the dragon is something that I would definitely put on your list to come and check out here in southern Utah.
Caves and just like all of nature. It's so fun to be out here. I love the feel of like the wind, and I love just being with my family and friends and just enjoying the ride.
Yeah, and I also love like just hanging out with my family, and I love the nature.
I'm the general manager at Honda World. You know, my job is to just make sure that everything's operating the way it's supposed to. Honda World's a pretty unique place to work because pretty much every person that works there lives this lifestyle. You know, everyone there is extremely passionate about riding dirt bikes, riding ATVs, riding side-by-sides, street bikes. You know, we do it all, and Honda gives us a pretty diverse lineup, so it's fun that we get to go out and enjoy this and, you know, do it for work, but also do it for fun with, you know, fun friends and family and coworkers. It was a blast. It's definitely one of my favorite trails that I've ever done. You know, I love to play with, you know, the dirt bikes, the side-by-sides. We got to bring both today, so that was a lot of fun. But yeah, it just has a little bit of all of my favorite parts of trail riding. You know, I love the river crossings. It's a blast. I love when you can get up into the rocks and a little bit of rock crawling, some technical hill climbs and stuff. And then just some fun flowy stuff where you're just cruising through the sandy sections. It's a blast. Yeah, I got to test out a new tire today on my dirt bike, so that was a really good time. It's more of they call it a scoop tire. So it's got knobbies that are kind of arranged in the shape of paddles. It's a good dirt/sand tire. This is a sandy enough trail that it was a fun one to try it on. So there was one hill climb that, you know, I'm not positive if I could have made it without the scoop tire on, but that definitely helped me get up the hill. That was fun. It's exciting. It's really exciting to go and explore new places. It kind of opens up a bunch of different possibilities for me. You know, I want to come down here with all my buddies. I want to come down here with the rest of my family, bring them down. I did the trail today on a dirt bike, so I want to come back and do it on the side-by-side, you know, and it'd be fun to bring the Jeeps out too, you know. So it just opens up all the possibilities. Driving out here, you know, you look out the window and you see a trail going up that way and you see a trail going up that way, and you're just like, oh my gosh, how have I never been out here and ridden in these trails yet? It's just crazy how much, you know, amazing trails there are out here. You know, there's not enough time to go out and enjoy them all, but you know, I hope that, you know, I can make time to come out and explore some of these areas of southern Utah and you know, make these memories with my family before my kids all grow up and, you know, before I'm too old to enjoy doing this stuff. So much fun. I definitely love the Barracks Trail. It's a good one.
We've been having a lot of fun on the trail today, haven't we?
Yeah.
All right, what are we gonna do next?
Check out our next story.
All right, you heard it from them.
In the world of off-road vehicles, there are no limits to the size, power, and ferocity of the machines. If you can imagine it, you can build it. In the off-road community, customizing your ride and making it your own is a huge draw. But there are many who have taken their love of wheeling and scaled it down. Way down.
Well, I've done a lot of work on my truck, my Tacoma, and I just thought it'd be fun to do a small scale, fix them, upgrade them and everything. And so I got a couple crawlers and then just kind of went from there and got more and more. And then was like, then winter rolls around and I was like, I need somewhere inside to play. It'd be fun to have a place that people that don't own RC cars can come in. So we have all the cars here. You can rent them. You can bring your own in if you're doing crawling or racing and stuff like that. But we have them if you need them. So you don't have to have the cars. Just come in and play. It's part of, you know, this is part of the deal.
You know, I think it was after my accident. I wasn't able to drive for a full year. And so my family was just like, look, like the closest thing we can probably do for you is an RC car. And so I got into RC cars and loved it ever since.
Having started my life, you know, crawling with my dad with rocks and old series Land Rovers, I started from the full-size aspect, so I'm used to being in the driver's seat and feeling the car. But it's all of the stuff you learn with RCs applies to full-size with tire placement and how the vehicle's balancing and tilting. You can develop the skills with the smaller ones and then work on, you know, integrating it with your bigger one with practice.
I have a son. I started living vicariously through him. So I was like, hey, I'm sure you're gonna love RCs, so why don't I get you some and I'll have some RCs. And it turned out to be like a lot of RCs. We're just now getting into the smaller ones, but most of them are the big ones that we're into.
So this one's 1/6. So the scale goes off of the size of a real car, right? You're scaling down. This is 1/6 of the size. So that one's pretty big, pretty heavy. Not as common with the 1/6. Usually the 110, 118, or 124 are the more common ones. So this is the 118 size. So this one's slightly big for some of the courses in here. It does work, but the 124 is just usually a little bit smaller wheelbase, a little bit smaller body. But they're fairly similar in size. But these are the ones that we do in here. When you scale down in size, your courses kind of scale up. So we can have these small courses, but they work really well with these smaller size.
Everyone's so nice, and the obstacles are fun, and they look realistic. Because we off-road now in real life, you know, like the big vehicles. Going to Moab and stuff, like it looks just like this. And so it's funny to see like RC style, but it's like, it looks so real.
In addition to rock crawlers, RC vehicles come in all shapes and sizes. Just like real cars and trucks, the tires, suspension, body type, onboard computers, and many other variables come together to create a machine tailored to tackling specific terrain.
The building is what attracts me the most. It's such a rewarding feeling, being able to build something for yourself from scratch or even modify an existing platform. and make it to your image. That's like the most attractive thing to me about the hobby is you can make your rig however you want it, and there's really no limit to it.
I got into 3D printing because of the RC hobby. You can make parts, wheels, all sorts of different things with them. I enjoy the tinkering, the taking apart, not necessarily putting back together, but the taking apart's fun.
Once they get into the hobby, pretty much everyone kind of gets a little bit of addicted to it and they want to build, they want to get better. So it just gets people thinking outside the box and doing something different, hands-on. Also getting out, like I said, it's a good community, so it gets them talking to people, competing. It's a lot of problem-solving stuff, and it's just a fun hobby to just do.
Welcome back to AYL. We've had a great time out on Barracks Trail with Honda World. This has been so awesome. It's super picturesque, just fantastic landscapes, a couple river crossings. This has just been an epic trail. I would put it up there with the national parks, and just as far as picturesque, we didn't run into too many people on the trail today. I've been mapping it. I'm gonna go and submit my map and my pictures and my comments to Trail Saver, and we're gonna help try and keep these trails open with Blue Ribbon Coalition. While I'm doing that, check out next week's show.
Next week, Brett and Novella Hermanson are headed out to Mesquite as they get the side-by-side out for a great post-Thanksgiving ride. Then, Will Oxley is going to show you that despite the cold weather, you can still hike to some warm destinations rather close to home. Finally, Scott and I are going to do a little Black Friday wheeling of our own as we get the full-size machines on Rattlesnake Trail at 5 Mile Pass.
Next week's show looks great. We've been out here on the Barracks Trail with the Holland family from Honda World. We've had a great time. Danny, what did you think of it?
It was a blast. I don't think that we could have had more fun out there on the trail today. Such a good time and enjoying it with family. It's just awesome that we get to go out and do this.
We had water, some caves, beautiful scenery.
Sand, rock, all the cool trees out there, a little bit of leaves still changing.
That's right. Remember, it's a big world. Get out and create
adventures you'll love.